This is Gaimin Gladiators. We've seen this matchup many a time, Cinderin, except some new wrinkles here and there, some new additions to these teams. Of course, Yatoro has renamed to Radon. We will continue to call him Yatoro, of course. But more so, Rue replacing Mira. And the other side, we get to see Watson. This is the first time we're casting him together, in addition to Maledict.
I think
Milady,
you could not have said that any wrong. Okay, that's even worse. Do you want a third chance?
Malady.
There it is.
So I made the, I feel like I'm going to call him Milady at some point.
I think that's still better than Maledic, which was your first guess. So.
Well, look at his name.
Yeah, well, that's just.
Maladich? Is that what you want to say?
I think that's better, but still bad.
Okay.
So, par for the course for you, of course. It's the expectations are always subpar.
Thank you, Cinderin.
That's what friends are for. You be honest, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Honesty
Always
goes a long way. Time for runes. Ace as well as Malady looking for the one in the river. They will get it, and they will maybe get a little Radon snack on the way out.
Blood grenade on him.
Arrow
will be dodged, so he'll live.
No
but
snack.
He is injured gravely, some would say. We'll have to walk back to base.
He's actually walking back to base for this. Okay.
Now, does he miss any creeps?
No.
Does he miss anything?
He will be in time, but of course, if they were to somehow kill him now, it would be
we have a camera there.
Devastating.
Okay, let's see if they auto-attack these creeps. Yeah.
Malady's already back to top, so.
And it looks like he did not, in fact, miss any creeps, Cinderin. Yatoro does it again. What a god.
Yep.
All right, so in terms of the matchups overall in this game state, Morphling we've seen a few times this patch, a few times last patch, and many times in the last couple years in general. I don't know why I worded it like that, but we're just going to go with it. What is this hero like, Cinderin?
What kind of a question? I'm not even sure where you're going with this. It's like water.
Yeah, that's where I wanted you to go with it.
Oh,
of course.
Okay. Yeah,
it's everywhere.
This hero's like water. It can turn into other things. I don't know. I'm not the biggest believer of Morph in this patch, to be honest.
That's what I was trying to get with it.
I think it was very strong in the last patch. I think in this one, I have not been impressed with Morph in 738, but I do think Watson is one of the best players in the world on this hero, and if he sees something in it in the game, there's probably a good reason. I don't think they picked it specifically because they think Morphling is a great hero. I think they saw a couple of matchups that they liked. I guess the Bristle one is one that Morphling kind of enjoys because you're hard to harass out of lane with a consistent physical damage over time. You just kind of shrug it off, as Bane cannot shrug this one off. But neither can Tofu. Still the first blood will be going Ace's way, which is great news for the side of Gaimin. He will be laning against Ursa, which is a tough one for Pango.
Oh, yeah.
Any melee hero really does not enjoy the bear hugs.
And Malady against Rue now. Rue, of course, with that Nature's Prophet body, tier 1, I would say. Very strong indeed. I mean, this has been I feel like this has been the hero of the patch so far in terms of the ones we've been seeing most often is the Nature's Prophet. It's been in seemingly every position as well.
Yeah, he's a very, very good hero right now, without a doubt. It's just hard to deal with the Ironwood Treants. They take no damage from heroes. They only die to towers. So you just have this constant annoying Treant on you in the lane that's pressuring you. Whether he places core or support, he will still go for that facet. He will still just do the same thing. When he's played as a core, he's obviously focused on farming, but when you're playing support, you can just right-click trade with the enemy support and almost always win because you have the better stats and the Treant to boot. So, in some ways, Nature's Prophet support is kind of played like Ench, where you just always have the creep.
And they always have this
very
cosmetic as well, for some reason.
Yeah.
Right?
Everybody else than you loves tomatoes, so.
That thing is blurst, man. Come on.
Yeah, I actually don't.
Horrible.
I don't know.
That is nightmare fuel for sure. Good lord. In terms of the facets this game, the only one that kind of jumps out at me, I guess I should mention that Collapse on the Bristleback went for the Snot Rocket. It's always a 50-50 between the two. But Ace, the double jump facet on Pango. Yeah. We've been seeing the other one a lot more often.
Malady.
Yeah, Malady. There he is. He's dead.
Rue might be on the receiving end as well, though, if Watson can hit this next attack. Oh, there's the nice handover of the Lotus from Collapse.
Yeah, Watson's actually in trouble. He doesn't have...
He has 10 sticks.
He's okay, actually. Take that back, Cinder. I almost pulled a Cinder in there.
Yeah, that's very bad
Sorry about that,
call.
everybody.
Yeah, Ace with a double jump. It's pretty standard for offlane Pango in particular. Especially if you're against Ursa, I think it's very valuable to get that extra value out of that skill in particular.
It's gone through so many nerfs because it was the only facet taken for quite a while as Quinn, oh man, trying to dive Laurel here under the tier 1 Rue coming
awkward.
to the aid of Laurel, and Laurel will end up getting the kill. That is rough. I mean, we've seen this with the Diabolic Edict facet that's taken nowadays. You dive the tower, it ignores the tower. A lot of times you do get that kill as Lesh, but that really hurts. And this is where Nature's Prophet really shines, though. Just always able to assist.
Yep. And you are kind of... I'm not going to say you're expected to kill in this lane as Lesh, but you really want to when you're going 0-3-2, right? You want to put the Edict to use, otherwise you could have maybe skill built differently or focused more on just raw CS and harassment with more points in Lightning Storm instead. So if you don't go for that dive play, you're effectively saying, hey, Monkey, I will allow you to draw. And that's not good enough, I think, when you're Lesh against melee. But that one Prophet rotation puts Laurel in a great position. And as a matter of fact, Quinn is also losing on CS, so nothing really good happening here in the mid lane for the side of Gaimin. And I wonder, this got me thinking, because I've seen... I think literally every game of Lesh I've seen this patch, people take Misanthropy.
Yeah, I have not seen the other one yet.
And I've wondered, are we missing out by not sometimes taking Chronoptic, not specifically for Chronoptic itself, but just so you can take towers?
Yeah.
Like, is that playstyle on Lesh just dead, even if you're playing it core mid? I know you have less damage on Edict, which, you know, is a sacrifice.
Fighting for the Lotus.
He'll win.
Malady falls first,
up.
Watson.
Oh, he missed!
Okay.
Oh, that's
Collapse.
Oh, he didn't have vision because the
nice
Sprout.
job of dodging this as Watson he dropped his item to try to entice him. He won't take the bait.
Oh. Yeah, I just randomly went for the waveform. He didn't have vision because of Sprout, and that was not even close to connecting, so...
But to answer your question, Cinder, and since it was very rhetorical, and I'm just going to do the opposite of what you're expecting, I feel like we've seen a lot of lineups that aren't particularly good at pushing.
Yeah.
Teams are just comfortable going to the late game, just having an advantage, taking the Aegis, doing the thing they used to do, get the objectives, and then go high ground. And a lot of times they have zero push potential.
Right. I mean, I would get it. I'm not saying this is wrong, by the way. I think Misanthropy is mostly the best choice. I'm just surprised we never see the other one because...
Small sample size, though.
Well, I mean, at this point, is it really double wisdom? Oh, no.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
Big win for Spirit.
Command. Okay, Tofu able to
leap out.
Bounce away. Okay.
Just to finish off on it, the thing is, you're not only, you know, it's not... Oh, Ace, hang on. Give us a time. Give us a second to talk here. You're not only losing out on the... it's not, do you want to damage towers or not? Because if it was that simple, I would get it more. But it's not like Chronoptic does nothing, right? You're getting something else. It's not just Edict can damage towers. It's Edict can damage towers plus the other benefit.
Yeah.
So...
Which is mana.
Yeah, you mana regen when you attack heroes and attack creeps, so you can spam a lot more.
Yep.
I don't know, it's just... Valve have tried in this patch to make it more viable, right? Because they buffed it in this version, the other facet. Misanthropy has been the same for months. But I guess we're not quite there yet.
Yeah, Miposhka reward, but he's going to find his way to the grave. In all likelihood, he does deny the illusion rune, though, so nicely done. Quinn starting to get a decent amount of help in the mid lane because he's kind of needed it. But yeah, I mean, I agree. Like, being able to take these towers really early as a Leshrac was one of the benefits of picking the hero in general. That gives you that gold lead, gives you some extra map advantage. And we're not seeing that at all.
He's on to Laurel now.
Yep, Diabolic Edict.
Way off the mark.
But the Balance Strike brings him back to full HP.
Ooh.
Quinn is dead, and it looks like Malady might be next as well. Malady, away you go. Double kill for Laurel.
This was over before it started.
And Spirit owning the mid lane. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Radon, Mr. Yatoro himself, wants to kill Ace, who does not have his ultimate yet, is chopped away. Will pop the Enrage to take less damage from the Starstorm, and then just simply jumps to the low ground. Yatoro gets away with murder.
An extremely expensive Ice Path miss there. That was the difference between life and death for Quinn and Laurel. That Ice Path had to land.
They can't afford to lose him twice in a row. Malady TP's into the Wukong's command. The Monkey King does fall, but it looks like it'll be a trade for the Lesh again. So Quinn back-to-back deaths as Tofu able to clean up one in the meantime, and Malady just being consumed by Collapse. One more Quill Spray will do it, not even needed. Ace makes his way over to the mid lane, but again, level 5 still. God, this thing is fucking hideous.
Can you? What does it sound like? Can you sound like this creature?
Hey,
wow, that is so far from what I would have done. Oh my god. That is the one that would have sounded like that. They were very quick to find the golems that actually would sound that way. How does the tomato have that voice? It would be something like...
Because it's blurst, man.
There's no way
it's never going to be what you expect.
Oh, definitely. I was not expecting that.
Good.
I'll give you that.
All right, Ace finally hits level 6. And you can see the Monkey King making his way. Miss of the Boundless Strike.
He has haste, though. Gonna force out the ult here. No, actually not. I thought Ace would be pressured into rolling away, but...
Well, he actually did not level his ult. It's a 3-3-0 build right now. If they knew that, they would have dove that.
I think he skilled it after Monkey left. He took it for a little bit of farm efficiency on this camp, and then maybe he'll skill ult on level 7. We'll see.
Fair enough.
Either way, things going very much according to plan for Spirit as they claim the bot tower. They're very far ahead on Radon in particular in terms of net worth. And they have successfully outlasted Lesh's first peak, which is level 4 Edict, where he usually really wants to run around and find kills. Quinn is 3-3-2. Just died again, like you said, behind his own tower mid. And therefore Laurel is equal with him. Neck and neck on the net worth.
Oh, the grip, and Yatoro just simply right-clicks away. Quinn does a little bit of damage, but not enough to make much of a difference.
Ice Path in mid, arrow, good combo.
Does hit for Tofu. Watson in the areas was going to use the waveform to finish off the Nature's Prophet, but Malady taken out by Laurel, who still has his ultimate to work with. Question is, will he be able to take out anybody else? He'll get the tower at the very least, has all this extra armor to work with. Boundless Strike, and guess who's there? It is Yatoro.
Oh, I thought you were in the tomato.
The tomato has returned.
It's keeping Watson at bay, and it took the tower, I think. Yes, it did.
What a beast.
Yep.
MVP tomato.
That's a fast battle, Fury.
Oh, a triple bounty. What the hell is going on?
Oh, some nice money.
That's 12 minutes of bounties, Cinderin.
Yeah, they never went
every
there.
4 minutes.
Yep. That's quite impactful. That's almost 1,000 gold just lying on the ground there.
I'm actually shocked. How is that possible?
Yeah.
That's like something you'd find in a pub game.
Gaimin are still playing the old map.
Well, they would have lost more runes then.
Duracho is going through the gate any second now to gank the enemy safe lane.
Oh boy, Yatoro. Yeah, Miposhka setting this up now with a Nightmare. There is a leap available, but
there still is.
Done much. Yeah, he's gonna hold on to that one for later.
He'll spawn with it, but no TP.
7K lead for Spirit, although they're getting a nice catch onto Collapse for the Gaimin Gladiators side.
Nice little moonlight surprise there.
Absolutely.
All of them popped out of nowhere. Nice gank.
They definitely need a few more of those to get back in this game, because this has been very lopsided thus far.
What do you make of Ace's item build? I feel like he has gone for this like corrosion into Echo Saber build on Pango before.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like it against Monkey King Ursa Bristle. I think that's... I don't know if naive is the word I would use, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, are you actually going to be able to take this kind of fight into these boys? I don't think so. I think this is a game where you itemize for Rolling Thunder. and you take Facet for Rolling Thunder, and you take Talents for Rolling Thunder, because like you're not going to be in the middle of these heroes hitting them and winning the trade. I think all 3 enemy melee cores are stronger than you at that playstyle.
I mean, he's doubling down on it with the Echo Saber.
He's
right?
fully committed. That's what I mean. When I saw the corrosion, I was like, is he actually going Echo? And then he queued it up. And
Okay, arrow hits. Nightmare, nice dodge.
Nice Nightmare.
Strike. Oh boy, Laurel getting
Miposhka.
so much HP. Miposhka saving the day again.
God, I love Nightmare saves. It's one of my favorite things in the game.
They're pretty hard to set up. It is quite a clunky spell to use.
This hero hasn't been popular for quite a while, so it's so cool to see it back. It's so satisfying, because it's such a high skill and high impact play, and it's extremely clear when it happens. It's just satisfying. Nicely done from Miposhka.
And nicely done from the Tomato, pushing that lane.
Yep.
And about to expire.
Oh! What is it, Warlock's Golem, when it dies? Master!
Does it say that?
Yeah, when it dies, it's like calling out for its master. It's honestly pretty sad. He just wanted his master to be around.
Yeah, very
and he was just sent to farm the jungle. Honestly, a very one-sided relationship, that one.
Yeah, well.
But I'm pretty sure Warlock is the type to take and not give very much back.
Of course.
He
Fatal
kind of
bonds,
is giving me
after
that
all.
vibe. Yeah, he's very selfish.
Yeah.
Another Moonlight rotation here, looking for a potential collapse on collapse, but he's playing it very safe.
Yeah, they need.
Until now, that he's playing it extremely unsafe.
But he faces the other side. He can take a lot less damage. Has the
Oh
blade
my God, the blade mail damage!
doing so much. I mean, he does die, but so
Grip.
does Quinn. And the grip onto Ace. The Rolling Thunder still activated. And it actually hits the Monkey King. Laurel trying to get back up to healthy amount of HP, but he's going to die. It's going to be another trade for Watson.
Oof.
It's a 4-for-2.
Wow.
Basically, every core outside of 2 died this fight.
So the thing that's the most impressive about all of that to me is that Collapse did that without vision, right? He had the feeling, it's 15 minutes, the enemy team is dire, they're going to come for the Tormentor. I will walk up to here, and then they're probably going to stand atop the hill and wait for me. So he turned his back at the perfect moment, got off his Blade Mail. You're going to see it here. Look at this.
What a bait.
Just beautiful. Gets off the Blade Mail right in between the Ice Path. And sure, he dies, but he did 3,000 damage while dying. Solo killed the Lash, got Malady to 25%. Then the Nature's Prophet out, killing off 2 heroes there. And they run down Watson easily. Just massive play out of Collapse. And they will claim the Tormentor to boot.
Right. And some of these, okay, we've been seeing a lot of these games where the Tormentor gets some useless shard or a shard that's okay. This one's crazy. Bane shard, this hero with farm, Cinder, is incredible. There's a reason that he sucks at farming.
Yep.
Shard will be big.
Only has 2 points in the sap for now, though. Miposhka is 3-0-4. But he might max out sap now for that reason. Oh, Watson. Oh, he just waveformed. Oh, he just waveformed. Oh, that's bad. That's bad.
Barely need any help from Miposhka.
Oh my God.
That is a dead Morphling.
Oh, he did it just for a little bit of
and
efficiency
they still had
on the
Nightmare. No grip for 20, but see if they have the damage to rip through Aces. Use a Swashbuckle. Boundless Strike from the side of Laurel. Ace looks to be, well, he's Rolling Thunder. Can they get the right clicks on him? He's got a decent amount of barrier left from the shield crash and will TP out.
Yeah.
But still, losing the Morphling is big.
Yeah, and when your highlights of the game are, I didn't die, it's not looking good.
True.
That's the big play, is escape.
That was the rolling version of the Nightfall.
Yes, actually true.
He did a lot of the BKB TPs today.
He did.
Just really patented.
Yeah, he's contractual obligation. Needs to, for branding purposes, needs to get that mentioned. Make sure his name gets called out in as many casts as possible per day.
Gotta get those T-shirts.
Yes.
As you
Would you buy a T-shirt that said "I BKB TP out on the first date"?
That's not bad, actually. I'm not gonna lie. I would wear that, but I'd wear just about anything.
Yeah, you would. Radon with the Aegis. This is a classic Ursa game. Gets Tormentor, gets Aegis, and now almost... We're looking at 3 minutes until the BKB, and what the hell are Gaimin gonna do about that? They do not kill Ursa in BKB with this lineup. There's just nothing there. So, big, big problems in Little Dire Town. And I guess this is an issue when you look at it from a lineup perspective. This lineup doesn't play well from behind. Like, the lineup that Gaimin have drafted is one that wants to take initiative and wants to play fast with Lesh Pango.
Yeah.
But when that fails, and those two heroes do not have a good game, your super carry and Morphling can't step up to the plate right now and solve the problem.
I'm not blaming this on Morphling, but it's felt like every Morphling game this patch that we've seen looks like this.
Yeah, I'm just
right?
not impressed. And I know he won 3 games this tournament so far, the hero. I'm not sure how many of those are Watson, but yeah, I'm with you. I'm not really a believer. Especially because, like, let's say there's a subset of games that Morphling is really good in. What are the conditions for those to happen? Is that your team is winning enough that you can then carry? Because a ton of the games that we're seeing being won are the meaningful advantage is generated in the first 15 minutes. And a lot of the time, the carry on the enemy team is the one really being the big difference maker relatively between the two teams, right? So if your Morphling's in the jungle farming and Ursa shows up to fights, takes objectives, gets Roshan Tormentor, you know?
Yeah.
I know who I want in my team. Ace.
Yeah. Gets the Rolling Thunder off.
Gets the Nightfall away. +1 t-shirt in the bank.
Rolling Nightfall. That's a little bit different, to be fair.
Not bad.
It's a little bit more stylish, if we're being honest.
It's a rolled up shirt.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now we have a smoke now from Spirit.
Yeah.
Moonlight Shadow was already used on the
Tofu.
Gaimin side. Tofu, Boundless struck. He left at the exact same frame, it seems, but he's dead nonetheless.
Marvel haste again. I feel like I just saw him with a haste. He's coming again.
Rue in the vicinity gets off the Sprout. Quinn is dead. Ace onto the high ground with the swashbuckle. Laurel is not stopping, though.
Oh,
well,
Fiend
he'll have
Script,
to.
nice.
He is
from
sprouted
the
with the Fiend Script from the low ground. Ace done so.
Oh,
That's
my
4
God.
dead. Make it a full team wipe. Ultra kill for Yatoro. 16k lead for Spirit. Still with the Aegis. I don't know what you do for Gaimin at this stage, but you might need to start thinking about Game 2 pretty soon.
Yeah, this reminds me of... there's a replay from many years ago of Grubby in a Warcraft 3 tournament after getting a dominant advantage over his opponent, writing "Leave, please" in all chat.
Really?
The way they just killed the enemy team in their
Grubby
base.
said that?
He was like 16 or something.
That's
a great excuse, by the way. I was young.
It does
So
not
I
sound
guess
like
it'd be an
Grubby at all. Wow.
It really does. He's still cringing at that. I don't know. This moment just reminded me of that. They dominated them so hard in their enemy base. Just like, guys, it's over.
Yeah. It
Oh,
does feel that way.
Rough times.
How's their high ground, would you say?
In pieces soon.
Yeah, true.
It's what it looks like.
I feel like their high ground is not that good anyway. As the Boundless Strike in
That's their
destruction.
mid-hero.
That was their mid-hero, yeah.
He died pretty quickly.
It's like, it feels like Jakiro is the best, one of the best heroes at high ground, and then nothing else really would be that good in this lineup anyway.
Yeah, Pango is a little bit of a wild card, but once again, with this item build, I am not sold.
Yeah.
I think if Ace had some sort of an aura approach, or maybe, yeah, I guess just auras or something that synergized with his ult, or maybe a diffusal approach, whatever, to burn the Ursa, so maybe you can, like, take him out of the fight that way. But like this, I don't know. It's tough. I mean, they're huddled in their base, right? They can barely leave, because anywhere they go, they could just get killed by Monkey Ursa or Bane +1.
Tofu, he is found,
Such as this.
He is dead. Will he die to the neutrals? No.
All right, the rest of the team is going to use this as an opportunity.
Yep. Oh, they have the Atos into the ice path. They break the tree. That is a long-ass stun on the Monkey.
Defensive
Another nightmare again from Maposhka.
no,
it's not going to matter. Laurel has fallen, but here comes Yatoro with the BKB. Rips through Lesh again. Now trying to run down himself. Bear versus bear action will turn to the dragon instead. And Watson would prefer to play in the actual polygon mode of the bear, but now stuck in water form again. And Ace is just going to get bashed down. Watson trying to go in. Actually, they do kill Yatoro. This is after the Aegis has already been consumed, so a big kill for Gaimin Gladiators. Ace with the harpoon brings Maposhka back. He's going to get the Nightmare off. But they ended up losing Watson on the back line there. And Collapse and company finish off Ace easily. They can continue this push despite not having the Ursa.
That was not a bad fight from Gaimin. They're just 20,000 down.
Yeah.
I honestly think that was pretty solid execution across the board. I was laughing at the Ursas running after each other that looked like some sort of a It looked like a parody. The way those two, just these bears dancing down the lane together. But
Quinn showing himself.
That can't be good.
That's the first mistake.
That can't be good against Blade Mail Bristle.
Killing everyone. Malady.
Oh,
looks
my
next.
God. Yep, next
Tofu,
one.
you are likely dead, good sir.
All right. This reminds me of a game that Grubby played many years ago. He was dominating his opponent.
Oh, I haven't heard this
And
one.
he was like,
What did he say?
do you want to go out for dinner after this
Oh,
game?
that's a new wrinkle. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, the buildings are still intact. 22K lead for Spirit. Roche, we won't know for another minute and a half, and we might have to wait for that second Roche before those eventual GGs come out. I mean, what percentage would you say Dota Plus is at right now?
Okay, so Dota Plus percentage and what I believe to be true.
Yes.
Okay, I think Dota Plus will give Dire 3%.
Okay.
And I would give them 0.
Okay. 5%, Cinderin.
Okay, 0 is rough. It's rounded, okay? So it's more than 0, but it's closer to 0 than 1, I think, for me. Right now.
Sure.
I don't think Gaimin win this one in 100 times, but that's the thing about games like this, Shannon. Then once in a blue moon, when it does happen, it's insane.
Yeah,
That's why I don't mind when a team is being absolutely destroyed. Being like, you know, they're absolutely destroyed and they have almost no chance of winning, because when they do, it's epic.
This is true. This
So
is why there's
let's
no concede button, Cinderin.
Let's see it from Gaimin. It's time for the big plays. Leshrac, don't cast your spells and you might live against Bristle.
Yeah, just don't show yourself ever. As
Wait
Lesh.
forever. And then a little longer.
Or maybe just turn to support and let the Marana take over his core.
So he has the Ghost Scepter on Quinn against the Ursa. I still think he kills himself on Bristle.
Collapse is leading the way. He's
this is not good.
Hairball
That's
onto
not
several
good.
heroes.
Abort, everybody out. Run.
Nice path will delay things.
Oh
Collapse
no, the
continuing
porcupine
on.
is going. He's coming. Oh, he has a gem. That's.
It sure does.
Well,
Quinn showed.
nice Ghost Scepter.
Quinn showed. Quinn dies.
Oh, good cut.
Yeah, he's going to be stunned. The arrow's coming as well. The macro pyre place. Collapse is just doing so much work, destroying Tofu. Ace finally gets off the ult, but already 3 members of Gaimin have died. GG's likely to come out any moment. 3, 2, 1. Watson falls, and there's the GG.
That's my Shannon right there. That is a good countdown. That's what I'm talking about. Master of his craft.
I learned from the great Grubby.
Counts down from 3. He was like, now is when I would say, do you guys want to go out for dinner in the break? And Spirit say, sure, guys. Let's crack open a cold one as well, because that is worth a celebration. 26-minute win.
Quinn Ember.
But I will be in awe if Gaming win this game. But I expect Spirit to win.
Tofu's Grandmaster Marana.
There it is.
Well, they got
Let's see if that's enough to carry them through and push for a 3rd game to this series. We're going to find out together with Sunsvan and Cinderin.
Game number 2, Team Spirit versus Gaimin Gladiators. Gaimin got last game.
Yep.
And they're going to be looking for some redemption. Of course, historically, I actually don't know what the record is offhand, Cinder, but not great against Team Spirit historically.
Well, what I will say, I think a very important point coming out from Jenkins.
Oh, don't feed his ego.
You know this is sarcastic when I start like this, right?
Good.
So don't you worry.
Yeah.
The level 30 Ember and level 30 Marana, very trained. They're adepts at these heroes. They're experienced. On the other side, Radahn, Bronze, Abaddon. Clearly complete noob on the hero.
Yeah. Won't
know what to do. So I think experience Gaimin Gladiators' favor.
Oh my, we
boy,
already
what
have
a
a team fight. At minute 0, it collapses the first to fall. Quinn gets the first blood. There's a trade, though, as Tofu in the tree line. He might be able to survive, actually.
Oh,
how long can he stay here? Yeah, he doesn't have leap. They're eventually going to find him with the breathe fire. But Quinn getting the first blood as a mid-hero should help quite a bit.
That is true, Shannon, but there's an asterisk to this fight.
Okay.
They lost it 4v5. Radahn wasn't there, and they still got 2 kills on the side of Spirit.
Yeah.
So, let's see, the bounty road trade-off is 3 for 1, though, for the side of Gaimin. So a little bit of a win there as
also,
well.
2 stacks of brain drain from Aposhka.
Yes.
Should mention that.
That is true. He's
very important.
Getting smarter on the silencer. Already a smart player.
Yeah, Dota Plus already thinks
be
that
careful.
Spirit has won this game, apparently, so that's good to know. We'll see if they're correct. They're using OpenAI now, I believe, so adapts on the fly. Of course, you can never trust the information fully, even the sources. Always check your work, ladies and gentlemen. When you're submitting that AI essay to your professors, there's going to be a lot of brain rot in the next 20 years, that's for sure. I'm just going to keep talking about that.
Wow, I love this social commentary. I'm watching Dragon Knight CS against Ember mid, but you go off.
We're all going to be replaced by AI someday, so, you know, it's all good.
If any of us gets replaced by AI Shannon, it's me. I'll be going first.
Well, that's fair because you already are AI in a way, just really underdeveloped.
I'm going to get patched.
Your ChatGPT negative 1.0.
Oh, thank you. That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
The alpha.
I am alpha.
The untested.
I'll tell you
that's
that.
true. Maybe you're a beta.
That's good. I'm.
All right, so Radon on the Abaddon.
Yes.
The carry Abaddon. This is something that, I mean, he already has a ton of items queued up. He knows exactly when he wants to go for his Watson taking heavy damage. We've seen a little bit of carry Marcy this tournament, Cinderin. Hasn't looked particularly good. It's an extremely small sample size, though.
Right.
But this facet that is relatively new, the Fleeting Fury, upon landing with rebound, Marcy gains Fury combos, so essentially can just do tons of damage with the pulses. It sounds really cool, but we haven't really seen it, at least you and I, actually come online in a pro game.
The big difference is it's with IO this time, and I think it does make Marcy a lot stronger to have this pairing. They complement each other so well with the, how do you call it, like just the self-amplifying heal among the two of them. Giving move speed to Marcy is nice. Being able to rebound off the IO is nice. There's just, they're just made for each other. And the cool thing about this duo as well is neither of them can talk, so they're just communicating through sonar.
Sonar, is that how it works?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually, we call this the dolphin lane.
There is a lot more water in this map, so it does make sense thematically. Lotus about to come up, and
some pressure up here.
Taro should be able to claim
Quite
that
big
one.
trouble for Collapse or Watson. Will it be? Who's in
taking
trouble?
heavy damage. He will die despite having an IO in the vicinity.
Uh-oh.
And Collapse ended up getting the Lotus, and that, of course, is going to be a big contention point because IO with the Lotus is pretty damn good.
Yeah, and Mirana.
And Mirana innate. True.
Yes, that is a big heal. Probably, honestly, might be part of the consideration of drafting these two supports together. I think it's at the point where that facet actually matters quite a bit. So, yeah, keeping those.
Well, and you also get
away
the fast courier usage, right, from Marcy.
Just for yourself.
Is it just, wait, what does that mean, just for yourself?
She can summon it to herself instantly every 4 minutes.
Yeah, but you can put other people's items on your courier, right?
Yeah, I suppose you can help IO with it.
As Collapse.
No, don't tell me
And
Watson
company
doesn't
will
trade
take out
here.
Malady. Watson.
Dude, this movement.
Surely you can find this kill. He's going to get rooted. Collapse.
Dude, no.
With the gush.
No, don't
under the
tell
tier
me.
1 tower. Another anchor.
If they trade
After
here, this
all
is
of that,
oh
yeah,
my God,
the
they are
trade is
so
there.
Good.
Unreal.
Oh, give me a replay of that footwork. He was literally just. He was doing the Saturday night jive. That's a thing, apparently.
Yeah, okay.
Just he was just sidestepping for a full 10 seconds against Marcy. Wow,
Impressive.
that was
Poshka.
That was cool.
The patented silencer gank attempt coming in.
Yep.
Quinn is going to get Arcane Curse. There's a TP coming in from the Mirana, though. Laurel can't really close the gap. Only level 5 on the Dragon Knight. Quinn slowed to a crawl, but the Searing Chain is going to connect. Starstorm coming out as well. Mapochka getting extremely low, but Quinn is getting chased down by Laurel. He actually dies to a Dragon Tail. And now around the tree we go. Mapochka, is he actually juking him? Tofu trying to find some vision, but he dies. Unbelievable double kill for Laurel.
Oh.
This is a clown show.
Dude, that's the thing though. It's really good. It's not clowny. I mean, he clowned on him.
Yeah.
Man, both of these little micro plays in top and mid, I live for this stuff. That is amazing. There's such a little fog advantage from Mapochka that he takes advantage of. He juked him there for a good 10 seconds. The top play from Collapse playing on 10% health for the better part of 20 seconds. Just running side to side, and all these little things going in Spirit's favor. Just masterclass.
And that's got to be tilting.
Oh, yeah.
Especially for Gaimin, who came off of this first game just getting wrecked.
So that blood grenade, he just one attack here.
Yeah.
Keeps running.
One attack would have done it for sure. But the fog of war
and
working
look at
to
that.
Mapochka's
Tofu had a
advantage.
ward the entire time.
Look at his
and eventually
reaction.
he placed the ward in the end, and it was too late. He didn't want
Mapochka
to work
kills
with
off Ace, but it's going to be the trade for Yatoro, so...
It's a good trade for Gaimin, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, the Pango didn't get the experience, but yeah, the position one dying, you got to
Verona
take
gets
it.
the Lotus too, which is very big.
Dragon Tail from Laurel.
To use.
Quinn
Collapses,
still
stop
only
blaming.
level 5 as Rue making his way over the Bramble. Into the Breathe Fire. He's going to try to deny himself onto Roche. He will not oblige. Rue will take it instead. And already a 9-3 advantage for Spirit. And in terms of CS, I mean, I thought the Pango was actually doing a little bit better than this, but I guess not that far away from Yatoro on the Abby.
It's all right.
And we get to see this Corrosive Dragon again.
It's a little bit concerning that Collapse can just do this, though. He's just cutting the top wave between the tier 2 and tier 3 towers. And Watson can't really go over there because he has to deal with his own wave. Now, finally, they might try to meet him in the jungle, but yeah, Collapse is not connecting with them at all. Wisdom for wisdom trade. Evenly spread here. Collapse will stack the camp and start farming it. Actually being pinged out by Watson, knows that Collapse has to be here, but they're not going for him. So he's doing a double stack in the jungle and also cutting waves. He's almost top net worth with 2 deaths.
Pretty impressive, yeah.
Tide. On to the next wave. He let one go through. He prioritized a double jungle stack over this singular wave. And now he will cut the next one. In the meantime, Quinn.
Yeah, he's going to be in some trouble. At least the tower is. But Dragon Tail will start things off along with the Bramble. He has the Remnant out, so he should be safe, but does take heavy damage.
And this is an interesting interaction, right? When you're playing Green DK against Ember, the max flame guard.
Oh, that's true. As Mapochka finally will drop, but Quinn, will he suffer the consequences? Absolutely not worth it for Gaimin.
Your flame... Is Quinn right to max flame guard here? I don't know.
That's true. It is physical damage. You're right. That is really interesting.
It means your flame guard is going to stick.
Watson's going to dispose the dragon back into the fray, but the big Terrorize comes out. Only one Bramble connects onto the IO as Laurel taking the damage from the tower. He actually dodges some spells from Ace, but eventually the double jump will find its target. Bedlam.
Nicely
Stun actually there. Rue should be dropping as a result, as Gaimin Gladiators come in huge numbers. Puts down one Bramble before he falls.
That's a good couple of return kills there. They really need that. But yeah, just to loop back around to the Ember, when you're playing against Green DK, your Flame Guard is going to last the whole time. So he can't break it, so you can use it for farming and for dealing damage. But on the flip side, it doesn't protect you at all.
Yeah.
So I don't really know if I like this from Quinn. Ember is obviously one of his absolute signatures, so I'm sure he has thought about this avenue of the matchup, but I can't say I love it defensively, right? So you need to get the offensive value out of this over maxing Slight and looking for more aggressive plays around the map with the IO plus Mirana supports. Because now you're stuck in this weird limbo where you have high-level Flame Guard, which means you can farm, but you're not very good at making aggressive plays. And especially when the Dragon Knight is pressuring you mid, you actually feel a lot less safe than normal. So this is an interesting situation that I hadn't
It's
thought
a
of.
cool facet, man. It makes you think a lot differently in terms of the strategy.
Nice
like
attempt to oh no, wait, who glyphed?
The tower
Quinn was going for the deny. Somebody glyphed it. And now he's not going to get the deny. Oh, that's
communication.
Radon diving ace.
Yep, it's got that Orb of Corrosion. Working on a Radiance now, still far away, but they're going to see the IO relocate. There's no Global Silence to cancel that completely. Radon will get away as a result here.
Yeah, they picked IO.
Ace is in a bit of trouble. He's going to get off his ultimate just in time. Mapochka gets one right click. Won't be enough to kill off Ace, but he'll have to hightail back to his base as Tofu. Well, he runs into Mapochka, but...
Correct me if I'm wrong. They picked Silencer, or IO into Silencer, right? What was the pick order?
I
think.
Don't remember. As the rebound is going to hit, so Mapochka finds his way back to the fountain.
Bit of a pickup there for Watson.
But with those TPs, I think Collapse will have a good opportunity to take out this tier 1. He is relatively close to finishing the Vlads. He's going to use the siege to his advantage.
We've seen Tides go either Vlad's or Mage Slayer generally as first choice. Vlad's obviously very good for the DK as well as the Abaddon. If you're making group up plays, that will be valuable.
Oh my.
Hey,
Oh
just
my.
kill him.
Okay.
right.
Well, that just happened. He's going to get the tier 1 as well. And now Yotaro will be the beneficiary with Laurel making his way over. Okay, wasn't able to connect with anything there. But they can just push this tower with this Corrosive Dragon minus armor and damage per second, along with Radon's damage per second. Pretty potent combo.
This is the makings of a potential repeat of game 1. This is a dangerously big advantage that Spirit are starting to get with this type of lineup this early. You're approaching a mid-game where this lineup is going to be like a brick wall. Tide is farmed, DK is farmed, and Abaddon is farmed. The only hero on the Dire that can realistically kill these is Io with an Unleash combo that gets to stick like twice in a row. But she has to fight into Global Silence and Ravage. It's just so difficult.
That was the concern
to activate the
hero. Panel was kind of talking about this earlier. Other than the Marcy, it feels like they just don't have the damage to go through these tank heroes, just in general. Like, just look at, even with a ton of items.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy.
Like, you need to be 5-slotted on Ember to start being able to do any damage to these absolutely ridiculously chonky heroes.
At the very least, this time around, Ace is going Diffusal, which I agree with a lot more than the last game when he went for the Echo build. He is playing this without boots for the moment, mind you, so he's not going to be able to escape if opened upon, but he might find his own moment of opportunity here with the swashbuckle into ult and relocate.
And again, Global being reserved for just that purpose, and why not?
Collapse could just TP out there if he wanted to, but he just doesn't care. He's just going to stay.
Yep. Oh, Dragon Tail is going to find its way to Quinn. Brambles into the Breathe Fire. He's dead. Radon, in the meantime, is going to be the recipient of the 1 versus 3. Will he survive through this? Nope.
Yeah, Marcy hits hard when she gets to hit. That's the one hero on Gaimin that can get the job done, but yeah, Watson is going to need all the setup in the world. Would love to see them get him a Solar Crest, which is not on the docket for now. They're going Holy Locket on Io, which makes sense, but Mirana prioritizing Greaves here over something like a Crest. I really do feel like going all in on making Marcy's game the best possible would be my suggestion, but the upside to Greaves, of course, Mirana can dispel herself from Global and perhaps get some clutch arrow, or at the very least leap out if she's opened upon, or get off Moonlight Shadow. So there will be those benefits. So on the other side, the Solar Crest maybe will be completed by Miposhka, who has bought a Pavis. All right,
it's go time
for Gaimin.
Yeah, they know that Quinn is a great target.
Ravage is up, though. So this is not a clean go. There will be Ravage. There's no Global for 40. They're going to go in on Rue.
Yeah, that should be an easy one. Not able to get off the Terrorize, and the Bramble's going to dissuade the rest of Spirit from going in any further. And of course, no Global Silence quite yet. So they get the free pickoff. And keep in mind, Yotaro been mostly farming up to this point. Still a bit away from just the Sacred Relic.
Yeah. Important for him that he found this neutral item and took this this enchantment. It makes a lot of sense. You're running Occult Bracelet with Mystical, so this means he gets essentially permanently 3 mana regen as long as he's jungling, because he gets 0.4 per stack of getting hit, and then Mystical gives him an additional 1 flat. It's really, really nice for farming on this hero to just constantly be able to shield yourself. Not only are you preventing taking damage in the jungle, but you're also dealing some back. Now he does have the quickening, so he needs the shield to actually pop to deal the damage rather than the reflect from the Blade Mill.
Oh, the bait. Ace, he goes in, but he gets stunned before his ult can activate. That is going to be an easy cleanup for Spirit, and that'll set up for the 15-minute Tormentor, of course. They scan, so they know that somebody was in the area. It was Tofu, who now goes off screen, and will have to give this up. Unless he goes for a random arrow. Hits the Tidehunter.
So one of 2 shards here. Either Silencer gets the big brain drain, or Rue will get the upgraded Cursed Crown.
That is a good one.
Yep, these are both great. And it's we didn't talk about this too much so far, but Marcy actually really struggles against Bramble Maze. It's a hero that's very dependent on free movement in fights.
Yeah.
She is close to BKB though, which will of course deal with that problem at least temporarily as she jumps Laurel.
Yeah, the unleash onto the Dragon Knight. Arrow will connect, and thus the kill comes for Gaimin.
That damage is nasty.
Yeah, right now the shard that was picked up, by the way, is literally just a net worth increase because no Cursed Crown is skilled yet for Rue.
Now on level 8 for the shard value.
Yeah, absolutely.
Makes sense.
That's a very good shard, though.
It is.
Can't go wrong with that one, other than not skilling the skill.
Yep.
It's the first time I've seen that, I think.
No global for this reload. Miposhka doesn't want to save his own life. He's only saving other people.
Yep. Selfless leader.
Doesn't consider himself worth the save.
TP is coming. It's not going to save him, but Laurel's going to continue on, gets the Dragon Tail onto the Marana as Tofu leaps to the high ground, but
nice
eventually dies. So 1 for 1. And there's the Radiance for Yotaro. 3K lead for Spirit. And this will lead into, I assume it's going to be a Harpoon after the, I guess it's going to be the Manta style into, is he going Shadow Blade? Either way, the stun, rebound. Rue, disposed back into the fray, will die.
They're definitely doing a good job at finding kills for Watson. So they're sticking to the potential winning strategy here of making Marcy an absolute monster.
This is already way better than last game.
Absolutely.
It was starting to spiral a bit, but Gaimin have definitely brought it back into a reasonable net worth deficit.
Yeah, Watson is in a pretty good place right now. He's 2K ahead of the Dragon Knight, and therefore also 2K ahead of the other 2 cores, because basically all 3 of them on Spirit are holding hands in net worth. And with this,
the smoke immediately dissipates as they run right into Yotaro. You don't want to go onto him, as collapses come from the other side along with Quinn. He's going to remnant out despite being stunned up.
It's an awkward situation. They were lining up for a Ravage, but Spirit didn't have enough damage to really feel confident going for that. So they just let it be. Back out. This one might be a commitment, though, with Global.
Yeah, the Global to follow. Quinn's in a lot of trouble. He's getting hooked up by the Io, though. The Lotus is doing so much work. The rebound in. Watson disposes. Miposhka is dead. There's the BKB onto Watson. Pops the Unleash, going ham onto the DK. Instantly kills him. It's a 2 for 1 as Watson. Oh, he's linked up with the Io. Will be able to TP out. Gaimin getting away with murder there.
Such an insane situation. He rebounded in and got stunned mid-air by the Centaur creep. Still, though, a good result for Gaimin. Getting the DK kill. Pretty big. And Quinn will become tankier and tankier. Harder for them to kill in this Global Silence once he gets the Sanjin Yasha.
Should mention, he had it queued up a while ago, but Collapse finally gets the Dead in the Water shard.
Yeah, he was trying to use that there on the Marcy to stop the TP, but BKB was still...
It is a god tier game, though, for that.
Yeah.
Marcy,
Ember,
Pango,
Io.
Ember, crazy. Marana, Miposhka, he's going to get rolled on. He is donezo as the relocate coming in as well. Try to turn this around. There's the Dead on the Water onto Marcy. Now cannot rebound away as Lars will be able to get the Dragon Tail onto the Io, but there's the Ravage to follow. So much damage as the Io falls first. Tofu and Watson now hightailing away. Quinn trying to create a little bit of space. Will go to the left side. They're going to lose Tofu, though. And Quinn will remnant away safely. Dead in the Water, not up for another 5 seconds, so won't be able to catch any more targets, it looks like.
Honestly, a bit of a misplay there from Spirit, in my opinion, not prioritizing the Marcy. When they get that full-on Ravage and they know she doesn't have BKB, I think you just pile on her with everything and get that big kill. Instead, they get the 2 supports.
Oh, they have the Dead on the Water onto Quinn, baiting him in a bit. Ace on the other side, but I don't think there's anything he can do. They will lose the Ember, and this is on the doorsteps of the Tier 2 tower. We'll have to use Fortification.
Yeah. Might not get the tower this time around with the Glyph, but still progressing their plan decently. Now, what do you buy against Marcy now? Because we're assuming Watson will go Sanjin Yasha into...
Oh, another Dead on the Water. They have the vision. Ace is going to get off A nice shield crash, keeping him really tanky. Watson jumps in as well with the Unleash. The Global Silence comes in, though. That is the death of the Pango to start things out, but it's a trade for the Tide. Yatoro will have to activate his ultimate to stay alive. Rebound only going to connect onto the Abby. Is Root being pursued, but the Cursed Crown with that shard.
No one says Abby.
Shut your mouth, this Watson. Just going to ruin this team fight with your terrible jokes, Cinderin.
You're the joke.
Shadow Realm. Yeah, the rebound will keep him in place. Radon is there with the Aphotic Shield, though. You see the Dragon Tail onto Tofu from afar. That is enough damage from Lar to take him out. These heroes are in horrible spots right now. Watson trying to fight his way out of this, but he's going to be separated from the IO and destroyed. As Quinn wants to come in and try and clean up because Yatoro's really low, tries to deny himself to the neutrals. It's not going to happen. Quinn gets the better of it, but it might cost him his life. Indeed it does, despite being linked up with the IO again. Malady will be following suit to the grave. They're going to lose Rue in the meantime, though, as Ace finally comes in. He cannot get his ultimate off to save his life.
So
he gets Dragon-tailed after the root.
Oh, that's such a good pike. He piked him backwards into the bramble. That's the only reason they killed the Pango there. You saw that he immediately got tipped by 2 teammates as well. That was beautiful from Laurel.
He tried Rolling Thunder before this fight as well. He just cannot get this spell off.
I mean, this is a good Willow game.
Yeah, for sure.
It's definitely showing why they valued this hero in this draft for the side of Team Spirit. Rue has had an outstanding one, but man, a couple of really cool details in that situation. That was sick. I'm gonna get the replay of that here. Obviously, this is a really, really long fight, so. Or is this just the, yeah, hang on. Yeah, this is the beginning of it. So notice as well how long Collapse tanks this by activating Kraken Shell. He's really tanking up the Marcy here.
True.
This is taking valuable seconds off of Watson's BKB. That means that Radon's ult will be popped a couple of seconds later than anticipated, and now they can't finish off the kill before Watson gets brambled off to the side. And as this fight now develops, just keep an eye out for brambles constantly, what Rue is able to pull off here, reserving his Force Staff the entire time, not panicking.
Uh-oh, we got some action live as everybody's gonna be fighting over this Wisdom Rune, but no, Quinn gets caught off guard, Dragon Tail into death. Ace, Rolling Thunder, this is not gonna turn into anything. If anything, Team Spirit will try to aggress after the fact. He gets the double jump off, but there's a high ground. Dragon Tail is going to hit, but he's very deep. They're going to go in. The Ravage comes off, but the IO takes one away. It's just Watson all by his lonesome. Tova's going to TP in. First support as Collapse pops the Kraken Shell is going to be tanking up so much damage as Watson still with that BKB, but he's taking the brunt of the damage. He has to get away. Thanks to the IO, he is gone now. And there's the Global Silence, and this Pango cannot do anything to counteract this. Ace is dead. Tofu might be next on the list if he's not careful. This is such a big dive from Team Spirit, but we've seen how tanky they are.
Okay, this is maybe a little bit too crazy,
a little bit. Yatoro, you got to be careful, buddy. You do not have your ultimate anymore, and he ends up trading his life away.
What in the world was that?
Overconfidence,
I
think.
That
Hubris.
Was flat out reckless. I'm not sure what the goal was there from him, but yeah. Look at those damage numbers. Radon as well as Watson putting in the numbers. Watson probably being gifted a little extra 1,000 there by a certain horse in the in their own stable.
I mean, it is a dead horse, so
it is
understandable.
How do you deal with this Kraken Shell as Marcy? And do you have to do something about it? Do you buy a break, or do you just do you just hit someone else?
Well, breaking, when you activate, what happens when you activate it when you're broken? It shouldn't do anything, right?
I think you can't activate it.
Well, I assume you can activate it, it just doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
I assume.
Yeah, you're probably right. Maybe it activates and then it does nothing until the break ends, after which you get the double value, perhaps. Because it lasts longer.
You know, depending on how it's coded, I wonder what happens if you activate it and then you're broken. Is IO
by an amp damage. Oh, got off the tether in time.
He did, but he's still going to die. And this will lead to a tier 2 tower. Team Spirit 8K lead, and they can start thinking about Roshan pretty soon. And Collapse is going to take care of the top lane first. And Quinn, definitely a bit of a struggle this game.
Yeah, it has not been easy. The Dead in the Water has really changed the complexion of the game by a lot. Like, after he picked that up, I think the anchor has given them 5 kills on its own. The shard has been mad value.
Well, you picked 3 cores. Well, 4 of your 5 heroes depend on mobility.
Yep.
And you could argue IO
trouble
is
here, or
also on that list.
Whoa, that was close to the anchor. Could have been spicy for Quinn. And that's another thing you can't status resist your way out of, right? I think the anchor lasts the full duration, even if you have status resistance.
I am not 100.
And if it doesn't,
100%
even
sure
if
about
status resist works, the base duration of the anchor is 10 seconds. So
Yeah.
with Sanjay and Yasha, it lasts for 8.
True.
It's like, how much help is that going to be?
All right,
Another
shard number
tormentor.
2. Will it be Maposhka? No, it'll be Yatoro. Okay, so Mist Coil, which again, he does not have any points in.
Yep, they have to skill another skill now. Unfortunate for Spirit, but the trade-off here will be the Roche, and that's great news for Gaimin.
Yeah,
Getting
for
an
sure.
Aegis here, but who do you put it on? I think Aegis on Watson is actually not that good, because
Yeah, it's like a transformation hero.
without Unleash, how much is
It's
he
got to be
really
Quinn,
gonna do?
surely.
Yep, they will give it to Quinn. I agree with this choice.
That would have been hilarious for Yatoro just to walk in and take it on that dead horse, but it's not to be this time. He's leading the
Nice.
way, though.
Nice arrow.
Not afraid of this Aegis. SNY now online for Quinn, so extra status resist for the road.
And also one for Pango. So 2 SNYs,
Okay.
but as we've talked about, Dead in the Water. It's gonna last a long ass time.
Are we not seeing any dispels? Are we going to see the upgraded diffusal, I guess, at some point for Panga? Like, this global silence is an issue, surely.
Yeah, it feels like a pretty good Lotus game, doesn't it? You're
Or-
like removing, or you're
Or
getting the
even,
reverberating silence.
What about, like, Yules for Ember? Like, literally anything.
Yeah.
Just strange.
Reverberating silence is mega annoying though, but I think the added benefit to Lotus in this game makes it valuable, right? You can remove the first global, you can reflect Dragon Tail, you can remove Brambles, which I think is almost the biggest one, to be honest. Would like to see that on the Pango. I think Lotus Orb sounds good to me too. Mirana has Greaves for herself, but you know, that's only going to go so far. The question is, who buys the Lotus? Is it going to be Ace or Tofu? And do you want 2 of them? Is it too defensive? Are you concerned about damage numbers? Because yes, Marcy is keeping the game alive for now in terms of the damage output, but she's probably going to eventually somewhat get kited. We'll see now bottom. They're trying,
here
but
an
the
IO
Brambles
relocate.
immediately in the way.
Yatoro
Relo.
being chased. Watson and company. Everyone is so fast in this game. Global silence from Maposhka, and here comes Laurel in that dragon form.
Oh, they found
Dragon Tail
Watson.
onto the Marcy. Watson's gonna pop the ult along with the BKB, doing quite a bit of damage, but he might be dead very shortly, trying to run away, but it's not to be. And you can see Dead in the Water used on Ember. That is the Aegis already gone, and now he's completely isolated from his team. He's going to be able to use the Sleight of Fist along with a bunch of remnants to get to the other side of the pit. Rolling Thunder from Ace. Onto the high ground he goes. It looks like they want to try to run away, as Rue is the target for Quinn. He'll get him. So 2 for 1, not including the Aegis, and, well, not to be anymore, as Ace will fall next.
Anchor onto Mirana. Dead in the water on the ground. Yeah, collapsed with a nice pump fake.
Oh my god, that was almost a disaster, actually.
Baited out the leap charge.
That's true.
Value.
Too good, man. Too good. So Aegis now gone. Spirit able to take the Wisdom Shrine as well.
Yeah, it's going to be 20 for Laurel. Really, really good talent. The 150 attack range on Elder Dragon form is what you take literally every single game.
Literally.
I don't think I've ever seen the other one taken in a pro game. Although in theory it is kind of cool, but it's only on Breathe Fire. So
Yeah,
if it gave cast range to Dragon Tail, then we're talking. But
yeah, that's what the hero needs. Now there's the Shadow Blade on Yatoro. We'll be going for the full Silver Edge. Doesn't really break anything, I don't think. Am I missing something? I mean, it's just a good upgrade, obviously, but...
maybe it breaks special delivery on Marcy, so she can't summon her courier.
I mean, it is an active
It breaks
ability.
Lucky Shot. That's it, right?
I think
I don't think there's
so.
anything
Yeah. Okay.
But it doesn't have. You could argue, okay, if it breaks literally nothing, why not just get the Shadow Blade, right? But the upgrade to Silver Edge is actually still very valuable in terms of cooldown duration and everything.
It's better. It's way better than the older days for sure.
Yeah, and Shadow Blade got nerfed, so you kind of. It feels like if you want to go this route, you're probably usually just filling it out.
I'm a little bit surprised we're not seeing As I say that, I think we are seeing an AC. Yeah, okay. So Lara will be going for the minus armor.
Yeah.
So now his physical spells will be even more potent.
And it's very clear that Spirit know what's up here, right? They know, all right, the threat in this game is Marcy. We're buying every armor item. So they have Vlad, Shiva on Tide. They're buying AC on the Dragon Knight. And the Willow has Ghost Scepter for herself. The Silencer has Solar Crest. Like, it's all the physical protection you could possibly imagine that they're buying.
I know that it was nerfed and it does not work through BKB anymore, but is there any, is it too late for a halberd? Because the BKB is starting to get pretty low.
It's not out of the question that
It's like a post-BKB halberd kind of thing.
But, like, who do you buy it on, though?
Yeah, because you don't want to get on any of the cores at this point because you're getting all these big ticket items.
Technically, you could buy it on Willow, but she's going to buy E-Blade instead, which I think is
yeah, that's fair.
A great approach, too.
Speaking of Willow,
Arrow.
Boom! Shakalaka.
But
into nothing. AC now online for Laurel. This fight's going to be even harder for Gaimin Gladiators as there's the Dead in the Water onto Ember, but he actually destroys it quite fast thanks to IO being there.
Man. Come on.
Hey, min-max. Everything matters. How much is that worth?
I don't remember. It's not that much, I think. I think the reward for the anchor is pretty pitiful.
Is it? It should be like a tombstone with how good it is. The fact that they
They're on the
linked up
hunt
just
with the
to kill
smoke.
that.
They see them.
And Watson's connected, but the rebound away.
Yeah, they got to get the hell out of here.
Fine.
Quinn on the left side, not envisioned currently. The Team Spirit kind of don't have any wards out on the map, bar top left, so
yeah, they can poke the high ground.
That's true. That's one way to get vision, just make the enemy team come back to base.
Indeed. I mean, that is one great thing that Gaimin has done is take that Aegis away. That should have been Team Spirit's based on how this game has gone.
Yeah.
And it's bought them some time. Tier 1 tower will be sniped eventually.
Insta jump onto the Pango.
Uh-oh, Dead in the water again, but he gets off the Rolling Thunder. And he's going to take the anchor with it. I don't think I've seen that before. That's hilarious.
We call that that's the plow.
Okay. Well, that can be interpreted many different ways after this game comes to be. This is going to be a full lane of racks for Team Spirit.
Just unable to fight. There's the Daedalus, though. So Watson approaching his final form. But is that form enough?
Yeah.
Yatoro hitting the barracks 20 times during protection, and when it falls off, he runs away. And then he was like, oh, I didn't destroy it?
That's just the Team Spirit way. Or it's just a real bad case of ADHD.
Yep.
Either one. Usually leads to success, though, these days.
Yeah, whatever works for you. Who are we to judge?
I think everybody has a little bit of ADHD.
If you keep winning, you're doing the right thing, probably.
Most likely. All right, Moonlight Shadow and the smoke from Gaimin. One pops on the side of the Ember Spirit.
Nice
They're going to try to focus on this Marcy. A big Ravage onto 3.
Oh, no.
And that is the death of Watson. No way to get back in this game. That is a disastrous start to this fight.
I mean, as soon as Watson dies, the fight is lost.
Yeah.
They do not have damage. So this is the worst case scenario, is where Watson gets jumped by Dragon Tail and 100 to 0. Then it's just GG fight, get out, you know?
Yeah, he wasn't able to get the BKB off, and
yeah, that just can't happen. It's if that happens, you're not winning, and that probably just flat out.
That's part of the issue with the strategy is you can't have everything on one guy, right?
Yeah, I agree. I think this is a way too susceptible way of itemizing or playing right now, but the question is, what could they have done itemization-wise to prevent this problem? Or is it just the draft, right?
Right.
Because if Pango and Ember build fully offensive items, I think they're just feeding to getting jumped by DK and Tide as well. So it's kind of a catch-22 where there's like nothing... It just feels a little bit like a checkmate, right? When you look at it, like, what are you supposed to do except what they did for Marcy's sake?
That was really fast, by the way.
Yep.
Those
they got Megan in 20 seconds, so...
That was really, really fast.
I mean, they have AC, they have Curse of Avernus with the DPS talent and everything. It goes really fast. Like, they just take this down in no time.
Anchor
no 25
smash
talent
effects
yet,
buildings
though,
as well.
Oh, he has that one too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yatoro turns off his Radiance, so he is not being shown as, oh boy, Dragon Tail.
Yeah, well,
Laurel has been all over things
nice
today.
Little flowery grave there.
I mean, now that he does not have to worry about the Dragon Tail, but he does have to worry about the global silence. Laurel already at half HP, but Watson turning his sights to collapse, who pops the Kraken shell, so he's not going to be that easy of a target. And now the beautiful Terrorize onto 3. And now the root up on top of the Marcy. This is 3 dead for Gaimin. GG's come out Spirit just outplaying them hard in these 2 games.
Why do Gaimin Gladiators write their team name in all chat when they lose? Is that advertisement?
Hubris.
Is that allowed? Why doesn't Team Spirit write TS
Yeah,
when they write GG?